Hi, I'm Sarah James. Welcome to my channel, Abundant Possibilities. And today I'm going to be talking about UFO sightings and one in particular that I had yesterday. It was amazing. It was surreal. It was all kinds of things, all kinds of things. So let me tell you what happened. I was heading to go roller skating with my sister, and we were crossing the street, heading up to get a little muffin at the coffee shop that we like to go to. And at the same time, we were crossing the street, and there were four planes flying overhead in a very tight formation, just four planes. Kind of, in a way, slow, enough where it brought our attention to the sky. I looked up right as these planes were flying overhead, and I just watched them fly. I was just kind of in awe of them, just standing on the corner of the road. And when they passed, I kept looking up at the sky. I don't know why. I was just led to look up at the sky. And I looked further than the planes. It was beyond the planes, way beyond the planes. And I saw a pattern in the sky of all these lights. And it looked like, what it looked like was five constellations, small constellations lined up in a row. They weren't satellites. I've seen the satellite highway before in Joshua Tree. They weren't satellites. Satellites aren't making patterns and doing all these crazy things up in the sky. So there's a part of me that in telling this story, I know that in the past, powers that be try to keep us small, and they want to explain it away in their own way and say, oh, we were testing this or we were doing whatever. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. I know what my sister saw, and I know what two other girls that were crossing the street that I wanted to show saw too. Four people yesterday that saw this. My sister and I were sitting at the corner. When I saw these, I watched them for a little bit, and I asked my sister, I was like, do you see the lights? Do you see the lights up in the sky? And she was like, no, what lights? And as I was turning back to the sky, they disappeared for a second. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me and I'm just seeing something. But then they focused in again, and there they were in a little shape in the sky. Then they started flying apart from each other, and they would come back and create other little shapes in the sky and patterns. And we watched them for about 25 minutes, just kind of floating across and doing these different designs, different patterns. And it was a couple minutes into it that, because my sister tried to take a video of it, and there was no way that was going to be seen because it was against a blue sky and they were so far out there, but they were lights. And I realized that I had a little notepad in my fanny pack. So it took a while, but as I was watching it, I decided to dot down the patterns that they were making. So at least I could see what they were doing, because I missed the whole constellation look of it, and I just got a little bit of it. But I wanted to just know if there was a pattern there that was some kind of language that somebody knew, or that was a symbol that somebody knew, or whatever. I just needed to have proof that this was happening. So I was dotting this down as it was happening. And when they would change formations, I would dot another one down, and I'll put what I have up there. Maybe it makes no sense. Who knows? But I know what I saw. I know what I saw. I know what my sister saw. And as we were watching it, I was like, how amazing is this? That we are witnessing this together. People were just walking by on the sidewalk, had no idea what was going on up there. People were at the restaurant, have no idea what's going on up there, just eating away. And my sister and I, for a while, I'm sure somebody was probably wondering what we were staring at, but for a while we were watching these come together and make formations. And it was magical. Both of us said at the same time, this is a once in a lifetime kind of occurrence. Like, when does this happen? And she kept saying, what is that? I know what it is. It's not a satellite. It was not stars. They're not, I know what it is. we watched it for a bit and we showed those girls and we walked down and put on our roller skates and still kind of in awe of what we witnessed. Put on our roller skates and skated down to the end of where we skate down to. And right when we got down there was like 5 planes coming together that were spelling out this thing. And what they spelled out is the world isn't everything. And we were like, tell us about it. Like, if you knew what we just saw, like, what an amazing sign to get right after we witnessed something like that. And I just wanted to see them again. I kept calling that out, that I wanted to see them again. That's something that you don't see every day. I wanted to see them again. And we were skating back and I just kept looking up at the sky, because how can I not look up at the sky now? I just kept looking up at the sky as I was skating and looking down to make sure I wasn't going to fall on my face. But and then I saw them again. I think it was a different cluster, but it was less this time, and then they were doing patterns. I called my fiance right away and told him about it. Just like, how do you explain that to somebody? He was pretty excited though. He loved it. He said that there's a Netflix movie that I still haven't seen and it talks about this. And apparently there's a group in Long Beach that has seen something like this. So I'm excited to watch this documentary and get more information. And yeah, it was not a satellite. Before anybody out there tries to say that this was a, no. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. And I know that I believe in other realms and aliens and other life forms. I just know that. That is me. That is my knowing. You don't need to know it. I know it. That is my truth. So I'm so excited that I had a chance to witness that. If those planes wouldn't have been flying ahead right at the moment that they were flying and we were on that corner at that moment, and I just happened to decide to keep looking up in the sky after they passed. I mean, I had to show my sister and I was like, look past where your eyes think they need to go. It was so far out. And there were about 14 of them. That's how many I counted on the dots. So I don't know how many there were in total, but what I counted on the dots that I did, there were 14 of them. My sister started singing, "We are not alone." Guys, I love you. This is an amazing human experience that we're having. I mean, but it's so much bigger than what we are, what we claim to be, what we see around us. It's so much bigger than that. If you're out today, tomorrow, take a look up at the sky. You'd be amazed. Maybe you'll see something. Who knows? Who knows? Just look up at the sky. Look far past the sky. If you see something that looks like stars, like a star, but it's all clustered together and moving around, maybe. Who knows? Maybe that's a satellite. Maybe that's something else. Who knows? But look up at the sky. I looked up at the sky today too, and I saw one here. And now it feels fun to me. I'm so excited. I hope I see more. I hope I see more. Seems like once you see something like that, you're like, okay, yeah, I want to see that again. So yeah, that is my story of what happened. Yeah, I needed to share that. I was hesitant about sharing that because, you know, it's that whole whatever. But no, I know what I saw. I'm sharing this because that's what I do. I'm gonna share. Then look up at the sky. Maybe you'll see something. I send love. I send love. I'm here in peace. I send love to you. So thank you. That is my story, and I am Sarah James, and this is Abundant Possibilities.